Hi first graders, and thank you for joining me for social studies. Last week we talked about needs and wants, things that you have to live and things that maybe you just want, and when you have the money to, you can get for yourself. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that today in our week 23 Studies Weekly magazine. So please grab that if you don't have it already so that you can follow along with me. Now, I said we were going to dive a little deeper. Well, when we have money, okay, that we make or maybe our grown-up gives to us or maybe we've earned it somehow, we have to make decisions, okay? We might have to think about things we need first, and then we can think about things we want. And these needs and wants can fall into two different categories, and one is called goods. Here is goods, and goods are things that people can buy and sell. I always like to say a good is something you can touch, okay? It's something that you pay money for, that you can physically grab, touch, use, hold, okay? And these are some examples. Clothes, toys, and food are examples of goods. So clothes and toys are sometimes wants, right? But food can also be a need. So needs and wants can both be goods. Okay? So these goods are the things that we pay money for, that we can hold, maybe play with, use. You can touch them though. They're physical objects. Okay? And then we have this boy. He's getting a what? He's getting a haircut. We call this a service, services. Okay? Services are work that one person does for someone else. So this boy is not paying to get something that he can take home with him. He is paying for someone to do something for him. He's paying basically for an action. He's paying for this person to cut his hair so that he looks nice. Okay? Here are some examples. Mail delivery is a service, right? The mailman, he does bring you things sometimes, but that's because you paid for them. But the fact that he has to physically, carry your mail to you and deliver it, that's a service, okay? Also, haircuts are a service. Here's another service. When you go to a restaurant and you have a waiter or a waitress that brings you all the things you need, she's giving you a service, okay? If maybe you've had a babysitter before. Your parents, okay, want you to be watched by that babysitter. They want her to do something for you or him to do something for them, okay? Those are services. It's something that we pay money for somebody else to do for us. Now, like I said, there's one important thing for both goods and services that you need, and it's money. People work to earn money. They use money to pay for goods and services. Just like we use money to pay for wants and needs, we pay for goods and services. We make choices, right? Now, let's say you have some money and you do want to go spend it. There are fancy words, for the people who are paying the money and for the people who are taking the money or offering the good or the service to you, okay? First one is a producer. Producers are the people who make goods or provide services for other people. So let's take a look at this picture again. The producer is the person doing the service. So whoever's cutting this boy's hair, he's the producer here. He is doing the service. Or the store is supplying the goods for this girl to buy some food. Okay? That's the producer. The store is the producer, or the farmer even that grew those fruits and vegetables that we can see. That's a producer. They make or they do the service or good for us. Here's some examples. A farmer is a producer. Okay? You see farmers, they grow things and then they sell them to other people. A doctor is a producer. They provide a service, right? They check us and they make sure that we're healthy. It's called a service. And what is this lady doing here? She's teaching. And being a teacher is also a service. okay? I am giving you a service by helping you learn, right? I'm doing things for you. I'm not necessarily giving you a whole bunch of stuff to keep that you can hold like a good. I'm not giving you a bunch of goods. I'm giving you a service. I dig into your brain and put new things in it and make it think a little harder sometimes. That's what a teacher does for their service. Now, all of these producers are obviously doing these things for someone. They're doing them for the consumer. Can you say consumer? And when you are the one paying the money for something, you are a consumer. Consumers are people who buy goods and services. You are a consumer when you buy food or clothes. When you go to pay for those things, you are being a consumer. You are a consumer when you go to the dentist, right? You're the person who's getting the service. You're a consumer when you're the person going to the doctor, okay? So producers provide, and consumers are the ones that are paying to get something or to get a service. Buying and selling. When you buy something, you are a consumer, okay? Like I said, when you're the one paying the money, you're the consumer. When you sell something, you are a producer. You're giving either a service or a good. People buy and sell things that they need and want. So if we look at this girl here, what's she doing? I see some lemons and some glasses with some, lemonade in them. So she set up a little lemonade stand. You see she's shaking somebody's hand here. And if she is selling the lemonade or she made the lemonade, she is the, what do you think, producer or consumer? She's the producer, okay? And whoever this, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, whoever this person is that she is selling her lemonade to right now, he is the consumer. He is the one that is paying the money for the lemonade, okay? Producer, consumer. And she is selling lemonade. Is that a good or a service? It's a good. It's something that you can physically hold and touch, right? It's not a service because she's not doing something for him. She just already made some lemonade and here you go. Here's your lemonade. So she is selling a good. All right, let's take a peek on the back. And then you're going to be watching a fun video today, boys and girls, where you're going to play a game and decide if something is a good or a service. Okay? Now, this fancy word on the back here is economics. Can you say that? Economics. And economics is how people earn and spend money. Economics is how we meet needs and wants that we have. So, if we want to spend money, we have to be able to earn it somehow. Okay, and then economics is also, once we have that money, where does it go? Does it go to meet our needs? Does it go to meet our wants? Does it go to meet maybe a little both? Now, geography, that's like where you live, and economics. Economics, think of it as a fancy word for money, how money moves and where it goes, okay? People choose to live where there are resources to use. They use the resources to make goods and services. People use resources to meet their needs and wants. So, we have to live somewhere where we're able to meet those needs, right? And hopefully, maybe we can also have some things we want too. So we choose where we live sometimes based off of economics and based off of money and being able to meet those needs and wants and being able to pay for goods and services that we need. Okay? So wow, this is a lot of talk on a lot of different words. I want to go back over the important words that we want you to remember today. Goods, right? Goods are what we can physically touch when we buy something, and we can hold it in our hands, or we can touch it or play with it or drive it even, like a car is a good because we can touch it. These are goods, things we can touch that we have to buy with money. Okay. Services. Services are when we pay someone to do something for us. We're paying them to do something, like some people pay others to mow their lawn. Some people pay others to walk their dog. They are doing something for you. Services, like getting a haircut, is also a service. So we have goods and services are important words. And the other two important words we want you to remember are producers, the people who make a good or give a service. Producers is also maybe a fancy word for seller, the person who's selling something. Producers and consumers. Okay? We are consumers whenever we buy something. The consumer is the person who's paying for something. Paying for a good, paying for a service. Either one. So producers make, consumers buy. Alright? Alright. Now the rest of your social studies will be on Seesaw. Thank you for reading about goods and services with me. They're super important for us to recognize, especially when we're out in the real world and as we grow up, because it's going to affect how you spend the money that you earn.